Will Arsenal be able to collect maximum points from the first 6 fixtures that the Premier League has given to them? Will Arsenal be able to have a stronger beginning of the season? Or is it going to be a disappointing beginning of the season based on the fixtures that you have gotten? Will Arsenal even win the English Premier League come next season? These are some of the questions that are running throughout most of Arsenal fans. And honestly speaking, they have got very genuine concerns, very genuine questions. Because I'm looking at the fixture, and the fixture is not looking as easy. We are starting with Manchester United at Old Trafford, and then we go to Emirates Stadium versus Leeds, and then Liverpool away, and then Nottingham Forest at home, and then Manchester City at home, and then Newcastle away. And clearly, I sympathize with every Arsenal fan that is thinking so, because this is not an easy fixture. This is a very tough fixture. But on the flip side though, I'm trying to look at this fixture and I'm feeling like this is actually a blessing in disguise. In as much as you are complaining the fixture is tough, I'm looking, for instance, we are playing with Man United. Man United has not beaten Arsenal on the Premier League for the last 2 seasons. Liverpool has not beaten Arsenal on the Premier League for the last 2 seasons. Manchester City has not beaten Arsenal for the last 2 seasons. In fact, out of these fixtures on the Premier League, I feel like a team like Newcastle is what we have a problem with, because they've beaten us for the last 2 seasons. In fact, they've beaten us more on the Premier League than we've beaten them. In fact, to even add more on this whole concern of being beaten, look, the initial top 6 teams, and I'm talking about Manchester United, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, and of course us as Arsenal, we are there. We have not lost to any team for the last 2 seasons. So should we begin with this fixture that is looking as hard and be able to collect maximum points? Even if it's not maximum points, we get good amount of points from these fixtures. Maybe a few draws here and there and be able to win on a couple of those matches, then we'll have a very good start. Remember, how we start this fixture is going to determine whether we are going to win the EPL next season. And it's going to be very tough. Remember, we have got a defending champion, Liverpool, who we are facing. And they have signed. They've brought in very strong players. They are looking as sharp. They are looking as ready to the EPL come next season. So it's going to be very tough. But should we be able to collect points or even get a draw with them, and maybe even get a draw with Man City and win these other matches, then we'll be at a very good position. Because now, when these other teams will be going for easier fixtures, when these teams are starting with easier fixtures, us will be going for easier fixtures. And them, they will be going for harder fixtures, which means an additional advantage to us. So should we collect enough points from this one and be able to add more points on those easier fixtures, it only means that within no time, we will be competitive. And I still feel like we will be competitive. Our team is not bad. Our team is almost there. Our team is just close to the promised land. We just need to add more additional, manpower on the team and be able to be as competitive and be able to go for that title come next season. One of the reasons as to why I feel so is because I feel like we only need a striker and maybe a winger to be able to have a complete team. But still, if we really as Arsenal need to be able to perform better on these first 6 fixtures, it is going to be dependent on one factor: Mikel Arteta. Is Mikel Arteta going to sign? And how soon will Mikel Arteta go? How soon is he going to sign players on this transfer window? How fast will he bring them? We want a striker, but that striker will be useless if we bring him towards the end of the transfer window, rather than bringing him early so that he can start training early with other players, because we need that compatibility. The winger too, we need a winger also as quick as possible. If we get into the next season and we have, for instance, Gyökeres as our striker, or even Sesko, and we have maybe Rodrigo as our winger, or Nico Williams, or whoever, a good winger, and they get to train together, I can guarantee you guys, I am looking at almost like maximum points out of these first 6 fixtures. The only fixture I have a problem with here that I feel like is going to be very tough for us is against Liverpool. That one, I'm predicting a draw. So we are calling upon Mikel Arteta, if you want us to have a better season next season, sign players right now. Stop wasting time. Every team is signing players. Every team, including teams that finished below us, including Manchester United, who finished number 15. They are signing players. But us as Arsenal, we are still dilly-dallying. Sign players, bring players to the team so that we can be able to be as competitive come next season. And these players must start training as early so that we can be able to be as competitive. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about all these fixtures? How many points do you feel like we are going to collect? Are we going to collect maximum points? Are we going to have draws? Are we going to have wins or losses? Talk to me on the comment section there so that we can keep the conversation going.